Here in the colder months, leaving our homestead takes a lot of planning. We have a fun family trip to head out to some warmer temperatures in Florida, but in order to do that, we need to make sure that everything on the homestead is ready to go. Our top priority is always our animals, our chickens and our guineas and our dogs. We want to make sure that they are cozy and really well cared for. So to start, we stock up on feed. We make sure that we have heat lamps and warmers in coops and enclosures. We want to ensure that there is plenty of food and warm water to help them stay nice and warm during these freezing temperatures. We always arrange with a trusted neighbor to stop by every single day to check on all the animals and make sure the homestead is doing well. They also collect our mail, which is very nice of them. But once the animals are squared away, we can check on the house, make sure everything is good, and prepared to leave with hopefully no problems in our pipes freezing or anything like that. Florida really holds a special place in our hearts. It's not just a getaway for our family. It's a chance to learn, explore, and be inspired by what other people are doing all the way across the country from us. This time we really have a clear mission as a family. We want to soak up some sun because we're tired of the cold. We're going to enjoy some fun, family fun. And then we really want to bring home some authentic Florida citrus, which means we plan to stop at several small citrus farms and get some inspiration for what we find in Florida. Our first stop was the Showcase of Citrus, which is in Central Florida. It is a stunning citrus farm with a lot of rustic charm. We loved wandering through the groves of citrus with vibrant orange trees. They had all these fun old tractors that the kids were fascinated by and tons of friendly farm animals. But the highlight really for me was the country store. It's packed with treasures like jams and jellies, handmade soaps, lotions, and we got to have a really delicious citrus swirl ice cream, which was just the cherry on top. If you're in Central Florida, trust us, this is really worth the stop, especially if you're trying to get inspiration for your own homestead, your farm stand, or your farm store. One of our absolute favorite places to go in Florida is to Wild Florida on an airboat ride. And I know there's other companies that do it, but we just always have a really great experience with Wild Florida. This is our third or fourth time doing this, and it never gets old. Each trip is unique, and this time was no different. We were lucky enough to see several nests of baby alligators. Now, the last time we went, we didn't really see any alligators, so this time it was awesome to be right up there with all of these alligators, from teeny tiny little babies to big old 11-foot alligators. And then once the ride is over, we were able to go explore their on-site shop as well as the reptile zoo. And we kind of take notes on how they display their products and how they make it kind of an engaging experience for their visitors. It's really inspiring to see how other businesses share their passions and how we can make that translate into our own homestead and farm stand. For dinner, we stepped into another world at medieval times. What a show! From the incredible horsemanship to the delicious food that was served in true medieval fashion with no utensils. It was truly a night to remember. We loved watching the knights and the horses perform This reminded us just how amazing animals can be and how grateful we are that we have an opportunity to raise some of our own animals on our homestead. Of course, no trip to Florida is complete without a beach day. This time we headed west to St. Pete's Beach on the Gulf Coast. This is the first time that we've gone to the Gulf. We usually go to the east, and the drive was a little worrisome. There was rain the entire time, pouring rain. But as soon as we arrived, the rain stopped and the beach was completely ours to explore. It felt kind of like a little miracle. The sand on St. Pete's Beach is so soft and warm, and we found so many beautiful seashells to take home. Full seashells, not broken. Probably part of the benefit of being able to go to the beach when it's cold outside and everybody in Florida wants to stay home, but it's warm to us. It was such a wonderful contrast to those freezing temperatures that we had left behind. Truly, this was one of our favorite days. It was relaxing and beautiful, and we have a lot of fun memories now. Last day in Florida, we dedicated some time to shopping and exploring for local treasures. Our first stop was a series of charming antique shops, brimming with history and unique finds, from vintage kitchenware and rustic decor to quirky little trinkets that seem to tell their own stories. We definitely had fun exploring and seeing what was out there. Afterwards, we tracked down this citrus candy shop, which was really fun and very inspiring. The moment we stepped inside, we could smell the sweet aroma of fresh citrus and sugar. We were able to watch some of the artisans make some of the candy. It was really a fun experience. They offered tons of samples for so many of their treats, including some of their jams and jellies. And it was really hard to kind of narrow down which treat to get. But their jams and jellies were absolutely gorgeous. Yellows and oranges and reds. So beautiful. It was really a super fun experience for us. And the icing on the cake here was that they had fresh Florida oranges in stock, which is kind of what we ran into at any of the places we went. So we were able to fill a big bag full so we could take citrus home, which fulfilled one of our goals for this trip. And yes, we flew. And yes, those oranges got put in our carry-on bag and taken onto the plane so they could come back home to the farmstead and be enjoyed here. You can't go to Florida without having fresh seafood, so our final stop was to a fun little seafood eatery where we could all enjoy the decor as well as some fresh crab, lobster, and shellfish. as we headed back home, we couldn't help but reflect on how much fun we really had and how inspired we felt. This trip wasn't just about the sunshine and the citrus, although those were some perks. It was a chance to learn, reconnect as a family, and bring back a little of that Florida magic to our own homestead. We hope this inspired you to get out of your homestead and go find the magic. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.